Hi, here we are. We are here at Tap Yard, and we are about to begin. We have this new venue that we're kind of working out some of the kinks and stuff like that, and I have a great group of people here helping me do this with our inaugural event. So I'm excited to get started. So you guys just sit back and watch us, and we will do our thing. Y'all don't have to be quiet, though, just because they're on. All righty, where's the... So, like I said, this is, then I push the button. It's all right, it's me. It's always me. It's not you, it's me. Oh. Let's see here. I push the button when I... Oh. Trey, did you sign up?
Oh.
Did you sign? It's like, whew. All right, where's my drink? I got 2 drinks. Oh, I find my poems. We're having fun back here. We're just like, you know. I don't know what happened to my phone, so I have to. So you got it?
Yep.
All righty. Thank you, Trey. This is great. Trey brought his equipment, so we were able to have some music and sound and stuff like that. So we're going to start. I'm going to let Art start us off. Art, as always, has been with us from the beginning of the Freshly Brewed Poems. Freshly Brewed Poems started at Larry's Coffee, and we got too big for their bandwidth because we were putting our poetry on their website, and since we got kind of a little bit too big for their bandwidth, we started to go onto Facebook. So if anybody wants to join us on Facebook, make sure you do that. So, and that's the first time we saw Art was there. So, Art, the peaceful poet with a sword. Allowed him to introduce himself.
So I am the poet with a sword. Handle is, it's an umbrella for mindset for rainy days. So, yeah, I'm gonna do a concept piece. This is where I try all new stuff. You take our something like that that works. So I'm a writer by day. Like I write poems by night, but I write ad copy by day. Raise your hand if you know what ad copy is. Taglines and whatnot. So my team and I, we were tasked with writing an ad campaign for a college that pretty much everything is free. Tuition is free, housing is free, all these things are free. And they wanted us to target underserved learner communities. And give it kind of like a social justice thing. So we went off the rails, me and my writer team, and we showed them a bunch of sample ads. And when we showed it to them, this is what they said. Can y'all see? So they rejected the idea. So what did I do with the rejected idea? I turned it into a poem. And it's called Not Good.
Not good.
This is not a good idea. Giving out free passes to college in our city. Tuition waivers, textbook assistance, career coaching. It's like giving white privilege a new color. What happens next? They start dressing like us, going to our coffee shops. Where will we tinker on our laptops on the free Wi-Fi if there are no more tables with chairs left to sit? This is not a good idea. sending DoorDash drivers to high-paying careers. I mean, who's going to deliver the midnight tacos when they are too busy studying for physics instead of hustling for tips? This is not a good idea. Free short-term housing for homeless students. What will happen to the property value of our high-rise condos downtown when they build a Dollar General on the gentrified side of the street? I tell you, this is not a good idea. Giving them free rides to campus, giving us more traffic to honk at from our Teslas while driving to work, they will overtake us, knock us off our corporate chairs, become our own bosses, give them an inch, and they will launch minority-owned startups that will shut our sweatshops down. Build books on how to beat us, invent AI-powered technology, unless we can tell them that this is not a good idea, this is an outrage. We have a televised revolution on our hands, unless someone tells them, him, her, whoever the target audience is, that it's not a good idea to get an education where they can go to college and learn how to change our world. When they change our minds with their diverse perspectives and their career ambitions, will be, what's the word these days, will be toasted. If we're lucky, we can strike back. But if we're going at this rate, it is looking not good. They are heading straight for our white-collar positions, our corporate expense cards, our catered lunches, and they are after our successful lives because they know that those lives matter. And if they are free to go to college the way college is free, the way knowledge is free, they are free to pursue those lives the same way they can for their children and their communities and their families. Once they know that the doors to a brighter future are open without a 50 grand paywall, they will stop at nothing. So this ad campaign itself is not a good idea. For a good idea to stop when we are too scared to start spreading.
Awesome. He always does something incredible. This is awesome. I didn't tell everybody the guidelines for today, but it's a small group of closely knit people here, so I originally thought maybe 3 poems, 5 minutes, whatever you're feeling. If we have time, we can go back around. There's nobody kicking us out, really. I said till 9 o'clock, but you know what? It's mine, all mine. So the next person I have up is Dennis. I met Dennis through sonnet reading because we did something really unusual. He's been doing it for about 6 years. Gentleman who's organized a sonnet reading, and he gets a bunch of his friends, 154 to be exact, to come and read all the sonnets. And I was 67, and what were you? 130. 130. So, and we met through the sonnet readings and through Dan as well. So, I'm going 33. Yes, 133. We have numbers. Yeah. I did 90 some. I did a couple of cold reads, and I did one good, but not so good.
Oh my God.
Oh, I was supposed to read what your thing is. That you're too old to have anything coming up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm so old. I have life coming up. Hopefully, we don't know that for a fact. So, my name is. I want to give you a little bit of background, and then we'll put this stuff in context. And I think.
Yeah, next up.
And my wife, Sharon, is sitting right there. She and I are 2020 transplants to North Carolina via St. Louis, via Texas. Mostly St. Louis. We're recently in Texas. So here we are. I was drafted 54 years ago. An Army medic and a conscientious objector. I'll be emotional for that. And I'm a dual national, Ireland and the United States. I was raised thinking of myself as Irish through and through. So here we go. This first little bit, and I hate having to follow hard words. Man, that was just stupid. Mine is nothing like that. If you've ever been to Ireland or Scotland or seen pictures, you see these standing stones out in the middle of the Whoa, you see these stones standing out in the middle of nowhere in fields, you know, big old megaliths, if you will. I don't mean like Stonehenge, somebody had to like design that, create it work for you to get it. They're just stones, they're just out there. So this one's called the Standing Stone. It was a chilly winter's day. Us at the heart. The children, our family, out at play. Shouts of joy and laughter heard all around. Those words in our ancient song, Heart and Family, the same, Chumla. No one noticed the eastern sky. Clouds of dark gray smoke gathered around the peaks nearby. The wind bore faint but ominous sounds of a scent of burning, of homes, of towns. A ghastly clash of cannons roared, foretelling the terror soon to come o'er. They stopped, the children. Amidst their play and stood.
Do you want to change the name?
Not a word did they say. Only oppressive silence all around. Nothing within them moved save their hearts, which beat in anguished fear as they waited, motionless, for these unseen horrors to appear. Moments grew to hours, hours soon to days, days to weeks, then months and years. Seasons born and fallen away. Families, too, unable to stay in a land where hope, a distant memory, cannot be lived. Only help deep within, secreted away against this ruthless rain of blood, fire, and tears. Oh, blood. Oh, blood. Still they stood, our children, through famine and foreign rule. Their bodies grew rigid, features so faint as to not be seen. Arms, legs grew into one like Niobe, of old grown into stone. These
I think the placing is good. I think he's just standing in a different place than Mark was.
They stood and stand there still. These are children, watching, waiting for the sun to return, for the people's songs to be sung and heard, for our hearth fires to rekindle and burn, waiting for freedom, waiting there, still. These, the standing stones.
Need us to pick up your papers?
Oh, I'll get it.
Can we do the three in a row? Kind of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, let's do it.
Well, this is pure amateur art here. Let's begin. All right. So, this next one is about a friend of mine. I met this fellow in the Army, which, as you now know, was a long time ago. But it's not a story about the Army. I think I watched him die. He sat in that chair night after night, day after day, season following on season. He'd lost a frightful amount of weight. He didn't notice, though, till he stood. Then you saw his pants sag and wave in folds of extra cloth around his middle. He'd shuffle off to the loo or kitchen. Baby steps, it seemed, labored, unsteady, unsure. His mind? Hard to say. He always was a silly heart, always a bit forgetful, distracted. But yes, he had lost his hold a bit. The pile of bills paid, he said, but didn't do the subtraction anymore. I wondered if he could still. I didn't know. I suppose it didn't matter. One more of those, oh, so important, needless things we did. And rows of canned goods and cracker boxes on the kitchen counter. Gifts, he said, well-meant offerings from concerned friends. I wondered how long he could go on like that. He could say exactly how many days, weeks, and months since she died, but more often couldn't complete his thoughts, his voice falling off, fading with the dimming of presence in his eyes. I think I watched him die. We never spoke of that. His spirit was alive throughout, even if more difficult to touch as time passed. His tripod set up in front of the TV, still shots of golfers and our old Western movies. He made a drawing, the view from his chair on the far side of the room where the box of her ashes sat on the shelf. He framed a copy bars. Before framing it, he had a bold lettered end to the box and a same style T to something that lay on the couch between. He didn't know why he did that, he said. So I would know it, maybe. I know what. As I left that day, he filled a vial with her ashes. For you, she would want you to have it. My thank you seemed so inane. And this last one, if I can find it quickly. Kind of an autobiography. It's entitled The Old Trees. The old trees of the forest stand tall and stately. Their crested canopy provides shelter, shade for the young ones, saplings, which rise from the forest floor. One day they will fall, these the old ones. Their fate to make room for those still to come, who now need to find their own way, their place in God's space, in the leafy roof of the world. And the fallen? Yes, their lives too go on. As seedbed, soil, the broken repositories of ancient lore, the nutrients for which the next generation is born. Lament, yes, their passion. They were once grand. But understand, too, it is this sacred cycle which shapes our souls, a collective memory of who and what and from where we came. I am happy, no, blessed to be one of the old trees.
Thank you, Dennis. Oh my gosh. It's yeah, we're gonna do a little cleanup. Cleanup in aisle, whatever this aisle is. So, just to do an introduction to the next gentleman, Doug, my friend Doug. I'll just stand over here like we're in some sort of cabaret or something. But anyway.
Oh boy, cabaret.
Doug has published me. He is the publisher of Hair and Clan, and he has published me a couple of times. I'm not published anywhere else except for Hair and Clan, to which I am totally, totally grateful. He's been an amazing mentor. What's that?
You need to send more out.
I know. It's just I'm busy with this, man. Anyway, so we are going to hear from Doug, and and then turn it over to you.
And that's it.
Yeah. And the next person probably I might be me.
Oh,
Good
it
for me.
is. Well,
And then maybe you.
if you want to submit.
You want to talk about it?
I can give you the method. It's really easy. Here's a Raleigh-based poem. It's called Fayetteville Mall, September 5th, 2002. In the shade across from the Wake County Courthouse, an entire row of folks wait. They wait anticipating the Crown Strip, Miss North Carolina, and others. Mary, who carries a baseball bat, handcuffs, and 30 bracelets, watches as the Capitol's finest walk the worn-out bricks of Fayetteville Street Mall. The thick stench of racism pollutes beautiful fall air. Sympathetic eyes search for compassion as workers dismantle metal scaffolding, a job well done. Lily pads float. Bald-headed briefcase toter huffs and puffs 9 stairs. Sturdy capitalists go by, easy targets. Unaware, a local high princess displays her hair seriously. Orange outfits mixed with cell phones, coffee, and powder lunches. No rich people come out of the courts losers, but many weeping wives head back to Person Street, frustrated by a system gone awry. They too are easy targets. Unnamed university, unnamed city, unnamed woman. She lies back, angel wings spread, feet flat, but arched back, allowing head to inhabit old school gas oven. Mouth open, nostrils flared, deep inhale is more than Photoshop, photo op. It's real. She's forever shamed her family by laying drunk as 18 fellow classmen raped her. Every person in this town knows what happened, but she is the one who must take her life to balance family sadness. Apply guilt to those who not just avoided jail time conventionally, but here where rules so outdated they make, this is South Korea by the way, rules they make the Catholic Church look hip, her family will not pursue the raging animals who committed this atrocity. Instead, they'll be consoled by funeral guests and their money. According to these days, according to Confucian beliefs, sorry, this is hard to read. According to Confucian beliefs held more dear in Korea than China these days by a long shot, it would be harder for her family to go on if she were alive to tell the story.
More light?
Thank you. You don't have to cry about this. Many already have. These men walk free to start university life, having families pay extra for weekend retreats, and the school sanctions and organizers alcohol, food, pajamas, rape. We don't sit in a parlor harmonizing, conducted in on cue to solo over the top, nor bump the snow off dark branches only to ruin the soft edge contrast. We don't know anything if traipsing the woods for love, skiing 3 miles cross country to peek at the town beauty, working out, unaware, glistening, another Cynthia Brewster, or flower sniff some spring among thick rushes, floating above a rocky bottom pond. Water so clear you drink as you swim, laughing, naked, holding back nothing, calm, sitting one branch up the plum tree, white blossoms. Careful now, do not adore her too quickly or she'll think you're weak. We don't know naturally how diverse life interacts. Lavender to finch, smiling girl to chrysalis. No, we're allowed ourselves to be penned up, self-domesticated via electricity and cars. Come, love, let's walk. Yeah. Oh, which of these? All right, I'll go more gentle. To be human is to fall in love over and over, to never give up on any of them, to cry for the inhumanity and try to overcome all that surrounds us by creating a closeness with those in proximity, both geographical and philosophical. It is to carry those loves in our hearts, flooding our minds no matter how gone they are, and to put others' needs first, understand their flaws, work on our own so we can be better healers. It is to take it all in and follow our dreams, no matter how preposterous, to pull apart another brown paper bag and to write it all out, no matter how shocking. So take my hand and make it all better before I repeat the painful parts until I can no longer act. To struggle past obstructions and obligations, self-imposed and expected. To wallow in joy, build strength, and change what we can for the better. To give. One last quick one.
Okay.
No, all right, I'll go. I was going to read Death is Snow, but that is really all about death. Human life has not been worth less. In the 400 years since slavery, this is the low point for human life in the United States of America. That's an aside. I mean, what is the value of human life? Guns. All right, this is Ode to Horace Mann. Horace was a congressman, believe it or not, and I'm praising him. And he also founded Antioch College in Yellow Springs, Ohio. Ode to Horace Mann, and this is a quote by him. Be ashamed to die until you've won some victory for humanity. Be aware that energy is life. Save some for your kids. Be afraid our minds are bent by news, not books. Be awed by the healing power of the simple purple coneflower. Be awake before the bombs drop, before the money rules. Be agile. Live in a town that allows you to walk and bike, to work and play. Be amused by ants and birds, goats and potato fields, lilacs and sycamores. Be angry only long enough to solve the problem, then move on. Be ashamed to die until you've won some victory for humanity.
Thank you, Doug. Thank you. So Doug has a Zoom, has a couple of Zoom things that we do, but the one that I go to is on Sunday. So if you ever want to join any of his Zoom meetings with the open mic stuff, and it's a great thing. Or looking, yeah, worldwide. Yeah, Korea, Hungary, yeah, somebody from Korea, England, Germany, Brazil. Yeah, so an amazing amount of poets that tune in to his open mic stuff. So if you get a chance, I can get you the information on that too. So absolutely. So I'm going to indulge myself and go next. I'm going to think Brian's going to be after me. I might introduce Dan because he might segue into something that I'm doing. So this one is called Brenda Kid. Brenda Kid. You told me about sex. Remember when we lived at the swimming pool? I can't get no booming in the dark, in the dank concession area, echoing in the open-aired basement, satisfaction, bam, 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 pounding from the jukebox, the wah, 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 wah sound rounding off the pillars and the puddled concrete slick. That was where we'd go to get our suicide drinks. Pushing through the tall chairs, the teenage faceless person would laugh when we asked for a suicide, please, dispensing all the flavors on tap. They'd hand it to us in a tall paper cup, straw and shaved ice, our membership bracelet tags clinking on the bar's countertop. That day we sat and talked and sipped at the metal tables heaped with towels and outside the chain link fence surrounding the laughing, screaming children, splashes and whistles and the smell of concrete, the Alabama sun hidden, our tongues purple. I never really liked you. You made me feel small and dumb, though I was 2 cup sizes bigger than you and sat at the front of the class. But I didn't know about sex. I was 12 or almost 12 or maybe 10 or beyond 10, but I didn't know. So with 2 hands in the air, you showed me, being so knowing, how sex was done. You made the okay sign, held it to the sky, and pierced it with the index finger of your other hand. I rode home, pedaling in a blaze, sick on suicide's rolling stones, blaring in my head with my newfound knowledge. I never really liked you. You were my best friend. Brenda Kid, really she is, he said. So I'm going to indulge you guys because I've always wanted to be able to memorize things, but I memorized my sonnet, so I want to try it one more time. And then I want to introduce Dan, who is, he was going to tell us about his sonnet seminars. He's running a sonnet seminar at Burning Coal, so if anybody wants to learn anything more about Shakespeare and stuff, it's the, Memorial Weekend. So get up with him if you want to get some more information. So this one is Sonnet 67. It's called Some Glory in Their Birth. Some glory in their birth, some in their skill, some in their wealth, and some in their body's force. Some in their garments, though newfangled ill, some in their hawks and hounds, and some in their horse. And every humor hath this adjunct pleasure wherein it finds a joy above the rest. But these particulars are not my measure. All of these I better in one general best. Thy love is better than high birth to me, richer than wealth, prouder than garments cost, of more delight than hawks and horses be. And having thee, of all men's pride I boast. Wretched in this alone, that thou mayest take all this away, and me most wretched make. Thank you. Oh, I'm so proud of myself. Basically, he's just saying to somebody that he likes him for who he is, not who he is, kind of thing. So it's cool. All right. So Dan, did you want to talk about anything about your sonnet stuff? Like I said, if you're interested in Shakespeare, talk to this man. He'll tell you about it. So I'm going to introduce Brian next. Brian is one of our Freshly Brewed Poems Facebook poets. He has been with us from the beginning, and so I'm proud to introduce him to you guys. Thank you. Welcome.
Going to read your review. This is one that came to me one day during my lunch break, meal break, at the Poetray Arena Walmart, which I have to tell you is a very chaotic place. We do far more business than we were designed for, and management is far more chaotic than you can imagine.
Awesome. That's a really bad angle. That's
The Pan. Pan never got over Wendy. For all her sultry charms, Tiger Lily could never comfort the lost child.
That's Does any mind that clicking? That's the thing. I turned it off, but I got hot. I got hot. I'm over that age. I get hot. Yeah. Is it bothering anybody? No. Yes. No. All right. Turn it on and off when I get hot. Sounds good. I turned the lights on because Doug couldn't read. But
Zero dark 30 on a new moonlight night. Not a cloud in the sky to obscure the Lucifer's light. The house is all silent. So the bells hold matins, prayers, rolling raindrops off deaf God's ears. Alone with my ghosts, angels, demons, and dreams that pursue me relentless, awake as asleep, as a wild hunts ride through the darkness, within and without, perils, Gothamrings approaching. Upon a pale horse, my lover rides, her last parting kiss, the sweetest of all, grants you oblivion to all care and sorrow. She teases me off, the queen is a vixen. I've watched her kiss off too many of my friends, shuffled through dirges dozens of times. These bones are too brittle for the second line jump. Carry me home in the now empty hearse. Hecate, come meet me at the crossroads, your burning torch held high a pharos, that I might come to haggle, like Mr. Johnson, my everlasting, for the gift of ever-verdant verse. Lest, when my sweet lover finally takes me into her eternal, dreamless, final embrace, and the flames consume my body into ashes. In memory, my name will not have a place. That just the shit out of a Presbyterian minister in California.
Good job.
I'm very glad about that one. This is one I wrote for an upcoming anthology that's being published in India. The theme is music and the soul. Few, your body an unsung melody waiting to be played from the heart of the lover beyond your sight and mind. A few in many voices, contrapuntal complexity, composed for exquisite ecstasy, a complete symphony. As the music takes you higher, your heart, the metronome, self subsumed into the greater, the infinite, the all. You fully embrace the lover as your soul discovers all the wonders there awaiting you, the blessed, the beloved. The music of the spheres, the all-pervasive muzak, hums, a constant residual serenade of the first creative orgasm, setting all the tides tumbling in infinite quantum possibilities, the grandest telenova from the master's magic pen. You and I, the actors, pirouette around the pit, singing in our cant, the chorus in rejoinder, two steps as they chant in orthodoxy cant. Eyes locked in gypsy meltdown, time ceases to exist, fused, lover, beloved, no more two, now are one. And for those of you who aren't contra dancers, gypsy meltdown is a figure in contra dancing, which consists of the two dancers circling around each other, staring intently into each other's eyes until they can take it no longer and melt down into a swing.
Thank you, Brian. Oh my gosh. Does anybody notice that the hockey game is going on behind us? Anybody been distracted by that? Cool. It's like,
I went to the hockey game last night.
did you?
No, I went to play it last night and the hockey game broke down.
Oh, oh yuck. All right, that's funny. All right, so we have got, I think next on deck we got Joe, and then it'll be Teddi, and then Genesis. And I'm going to adjust this mic just a little bit and raise it up a little bit. Let's do this. A little bit more height to it. Are you there? You did?
Oh, raising up the phone.
Raising up the phone. Right. Sounds like a gospel song.
Hey guys, my
Hey.
name is Joe.
Joe.
I'm also a big Shakespeare fan, and I feel like maybe I'll do a sonnet to start off with. That was not planned, so if I screw it up, I'll just call it improv. I forget which number this is, but it's one of my favorites, and it's about a poet trying to get laid, which nobody in this room can relate to.
Not at all.
If I could write the beauty of your eyes, and in fair numbers number all your graces, the age to come would say this poet lies, such heavenly touches ne'er touched earthly faces. And so your true rights, whether on the age to come would say this poet lies, such heavenly touches ne'er touched earthly faces. And so your true rights, whether with my page, like all more scorn and tongue, should be termed a poet's rage and stretched meter of an antique song.
Pretty.
But were some child viewers alive at that time, you should live twice, in it and in my rhyme. I skipped the third question.
That's all right. Great
and
voice, though.
maybe I'll start off with a sonnet too, because why not? This one is not by Shakespeare, so. A goddess caught in calm stillness of thought, a gift for those who seek of marble and light. The beauty sought the weathered world has wrought and gained the will to forge new day from night. Look now to witness grace by grace made real and watch while water parts and turns to wine. She waits in bliss while whispers rise and heal and bloom like honeysuckles on the vine. How safe the world under your gaze must be, how warm the day at rest in your embrace. How new the light that needed you to see, how easily the fading dark disarms. How lovely how the earth accepts its gifts, exchanging flowers for showers as it shifts.
Could you knock it again and do it slower?
Oh, sure.
I love the words.
Rewind.
Inhabit those words.
A goddess caught in calm stillness of thought, a gift for those who seek marble and light. The beauty sought the weathered world has wrought, and gained the will to forge new day from night. Look now to witness grace by grace made real, and watch while water parts and turns to wine. She waits in bliss while whispers rise and heal, and bloom like honeysuckles on the vine. How safe the world under your gaze must be, how warm the day at rest in your embrace, how new the light that needed you to see, how easily the fading dark disarms. How lovely how the earth accepts its gifts, exchanging flowers for showers as it shifts.
Ooh, that's it. Yeah, nice.
Let's see. I'll do like one or two more maybe. So this is, you guys are probably in a safe space. I have 2 attempted suicide attempts under my belt. My favorite failures. One of them, I have a scar in my chest, or I had a scar in my chest from one of them, and that's what starts this one. I remember the bacon splash, the sizzle pop, the burn, the smell of fried pork, burning skin, and the shriveling of chest hair that was nearly invisible before it smoldered down to the glistening tan field where it had only recently sprouted. I remember the release, the satisfaction, the joy at the realization that the burning would scar the skin just enough to hide the last remaining sign of the stab wound that I had gifted myself when I forgot that being alive was the first step towards atonement. That breathing was the only way to lead myself to retribution, so I put an ice pick in my chest. And 2 weeks later, I tried the same thing with a Phillips head screwdriver. I don't think I'll ever really know if I wanted to die, but I knew I deserved to suffer. No easy way out for all this consuming fire. Water would be too soothing, but there was too much soot and ash in my footsteps, too much sizzle, pop, and burn, too many bones behind me licked clean by my flames, too much guilt. And too guilty to deserve relief, so I gave myself pain instead of water. I used to watch my blood flow like brush strokes. All that shame hiding in a chiaroscuro, draping itself across my skin like Caravaggio's robes in ominous shadow. Tracing lines with razor or pocket knife or shard of glass in the shape of a great wave over Mount Fuji, that is how I learned to flow. Sometimes I feel like my whole life is an apology. I'm sorry I'm here. I'm sorry I'm not dead yet. I'm sorry I didn't have the courage or the conviction or the strength in my forearm flexors or the humility to just end. My presence is a gray hair that comes back twofold each time that you cut me. You can't dye me. You can't die me.
Yo.
Don't stop this tremolo breath. Don't stop the beat this heart is carving through the cacophony. I am 17 years older than I wanted to allow myself to be. Breath this precious is narcotic. Beware of life's propensity towards addiction. These insatiable lungs will keep breathing. These eyes will not close without my consent.
Yo.
This planet forges day from night by rotation, constantly turning away from the darkness and never abandoning the light. Every day I convince myself that death is not on the to-do list.
Yo.
But life is a civil war where the front line is a dim fog. The enemy assembles in my chest and retreats to my head to regroup. And victory is impossible because I can't always tell which side I'm on. But I will fight. Some days are easy battles. Some are hard fought and bloody, and it hurts. And I heal, and I feel broken, and I heal, and I'm dead tired and out of breath, but I heal. Sometimes the only weapons I can form against death are the words that I can raise in defense of myself, of my right to be, of my desire to live that I sometimes think I don't deserve. In defense of my feet, in the asphalt upon which they plant themselves, in defense of my eyes and the colors they pick out of the light, in defense of my lungs, pulling in breath like a bowstring to loose these words through the thickness of the night.
Yo.
At the gas pump, cigarette butts at my feet, their burnt ends bragging of past fire in the face of certain death, reminding me with a mocking laugh that this world is built for suicide. Every word I write is in defense of life, and my defense is strong, so I will always live to fight, to write another day.
Yeah.
I will do one more if I can. I should have decided before I got there what it was going to be, so I apologize. Oh, I know. I can remember how to find it.
We're all friends here. Good time.
All right, one more, if you'll allow me. I thought all the air was gone. I thought my lungs had forgotten breath. Oxygen was a strange god lost to the desert sands, conquering once fertile fields and all the gospels, sandblasted into hints and traces. Hot blood Atlantis, unfamiliar throbbing, heartbeat like this, just a memory. Passion, a bear lay dying, quietly mourning its life before it snapped, woke, and sent its roar rattling through my chest, and I found out that the thing I thought was dead was merely sleeping. And the savagery of its passion woke it and me at the same time. Dying in the desert, dehydration could not match my thirst for you. Face down in the darkness, thrust and eyes closing, I would choose your nectar over fresh water. I mean, I want to live, but I also want to live. In the valley of your shadow of flesh, I was Noah as the flood came, crying, wash over me, make me new and whole and clean. Drown all those thoughts of drowning, sacrifice my fire to this new burning. My soil was so dry when you splashed in my direction. I didn't know my thirst until the rain came. And you tasted so good on me. I thought I was breathing in life, but really I was just drinking you in. I thought I was drinking you in, but really I was just drowning. I thought I was drowning, but really just dreaming. I thought I was dreaming, but really just falling in every direction. No landing in sight. I learned to fly that night for all the wrong reasons. I never meant to crash into you. And I feel like I should feel guilty for using our flaming wreckage to warm my heart, but I never have. See, the only way for me to survive was to crash. And I knew that you could catch me, but I didn't know that you weren't ready. Your hands were full of someone else's tears. Your eyes were focused squarely on the past, but all I could see was you. Can I in one hand hold that you were both savior and executioner? Your breath was life, but also poison. Your teeth hurt so good and shine pretty with my blood glistening on the sharp ends. I'll take you with me where your teeth dug into my skin and left a reminder I will never forget. I carry you with me in the scars on my neck and back. It took only a moment for you to phoenix me in your fire, and I'm glad you did. You gave me my wings again, clipped and broken, barren and singed, but I learned again how to fly that night for all the wrong reasons. But it was so right, and you tasted so good on me.
Ooh. I was just going to have Teddi pass it to you. That's amazing, absolutely amazing. Now I have Teddi. Awesome. Whew. This is getting intense. This is great. Thank you, Teddi. Tell us a little bit about yourself, please.
Hi, I'm Teddi. I'm fairly new to poetry. I started during COVID.
Yes.
It's a good time to start.
Amazing.
Thank you so much.
Since then I've been developing this craft. I'm gonna read one that's technically two, but one. You'll see what I mean. Here, above the air, I painted you a home in my heart, with all the little big things that defined our love. I shaded your figure just a little more when I woke to each day's new you. The vibrant pigments of such delicate hope, and swallowed moans, and careful secrets, regretted shouts, lullabies, and debatable logic, terrifying doubt in lattes with wild giggles. I traced you to the curve of my mind and colored you, gently mapping every star on the way. I slipped slowly into your shelter. I never fell from heights untold. I met you in the clouds. I drifted closer, and it's before and after you now, though I never landed on the knowledge that time suddenly divided when your arms first held my nervous body. Didn't see my fate rush towards me when our eyes first met. I never jolted with the sudden shock of stepping into the sky. They wrote that it shouldn't be falling in love, and I agree. They wrote that it shouldn't be falling in love, and I agree. I never jolted with the sudden shock of stepping into the sky when our eyes first met. Didn't see my fate rush towards me when your arms first held my nervous body. Though I never landed on the knowledge that time suddenly divided, it's before and after you now. I drifted closer and I met you in the clouds. I never fell from heights untold. I slipped slowly into your shelter, gently mapping every star on the way. I traced you to the curve of my mind and colored you with wild giggles, terrifying doubt in lattes, lullabies, and debatable logic, regretted shouts and swallowed moans and careful secrets, the vibrant pigments of such delicate hope. When I woke to each day's new you, I shaded your figure just a little more, with all the little big things that defined our love. I painted you a home in my heart, here above the air. I'm going to do one more just for funsies.
Yeah,
We love funsies.
that's what we're here for. Jazz, what do you next? Jazz is over here.
I should learn the alphabet one day.
Sorry,
Overrated.
is this too noisy? Is this too noisy?
I want you to say my name,
Yeah.
to speak those syllables with reverence reserved for the holy. Mark each letter with your touch. Say my name as they want you to say it. Craft a spell of it and let it surround us. Tell me everything I want you to tell me in 5 simple letters. Say my name like you're conjuring me from your hunger. Long for me and whisper it gently as our fingers brush skin. Let it linger on your tongue like my kiss. Say my name when our clothes hit the floor as we fall into bed. Say my name in the morning as if it's a surprise, it wasn't a dream. Let me be me when I'm with you. Let me say your name with all the thoughts I feel sewed into deep straps. Stretch your name to unbearable length and hope you'll still let me, still let my name grace your breath.
One right on? Okay. Genesis, yeah. Cool, yeah, we could just pass it off. Excellent. Thank you. Is everybody comfortable? Anybody? That's great.
Oh, thank you.
I had no idea what I was going to do until like 2 seconds ago. I just decided to pieces. So. The first one's called Granville. My absolute favorite artist. So I just shoot. So this is one. He said eyes to the hills, so I'm playing ball. Fell asleep to the sound of the rain falling. Woke up inside a dreamhouse. A roll of food coach stripping on my eyes. Understood what I before had unharmonized. So surreal. I wondered. I started sleeping. I looked down as the floor fell from beneath my feet. I didn't move. I was hovering in mid-air. I finally pried my eyes open despite the fear. I'm hovering above a chessboard. I see soldiers as they prepare for war. There was something inside the core of the Allied side, some sort of a spear. This light blue electric force powered from the maze. I come into the spear and see this. Regular life. Outside of my dream, day-to-day struggle, day-to-day strife. Each choice of individual soldier made would determine how the battleground would win. I zoom out and understood that what we choose determines if good will win or lose. And now I wonder if this even right. And if this even has to do with black and white, or if it really has to do with dark and light. Not a skin tone, but something very deep inside. See, the fight for justice has far more to do with just racial divide than it has everything to do with the divine. Choices in life will try to snuff you out. Listen to your own. Stay true. Beat the doubt. So actually, originally I was between pieces the whole time I was bothering myself. Multiple ones, artists too. So this other one I do not have a title for at all. Actually, I'm thinking about calling it scholarly because it's kind of a combination of so much that I've learned from a lot of different scholars throughout life, and as well a lyrical scholar who would never consider himself that, Trey Jones. Trey Jones, whatever he's going by these days. But the man is incredible with metaphors, double entendres. And so I was like, one day I was mad. I was like, I gotta step my game up, man. So I wrote this to kind of incorporate some stuff that I learned from him, as well as stuff that I learned from general scholars. So we'll call it scholarly, I guess. I feel like it's stating. So, on God, they only listen about 5%. Could never get the hint, even though it's common sense. Makes me wonder where the common went. Their mind is spent, bent over backwards. They call those spells. And the powers that be have silently overturned our society. Masons, may our sons dismantle the establishment brick by brick, uncover trick by trick of the scarlet harlot who's taking sip by sip. In the cup, designed by the corrupt, causing others to follow script, the chiropractic, the sleight of hand to de-spine the divine until our fruits run dry. Nervous system, too nervous of the system to make a difference. No backbone of our own, just wishing well, but no true depth to call to. A bottomless pit with walls that fall to. An unwatered seed riddled with doubt, unable to sprout due to the drought. Couldn't muster the strength to study on its own. Should have watered and grown, but now its mind is blown. Then run to condemnation because it couldn't conceive how population control takes its toll. Countering concepts of any depth contraceptive, no introspect to the side effects. It doesn't take an ultrasound to see this microwave generation could drown in its own hypocrisy. I took an oath to protect the truth, but with lies in plain sight, people just don't want to see. We just wait in preparation of reparations that will never come. Low-key dumb not to claim sevenfold, but we've got a 7-second hold attention span. Can't even take the time to understand. Backwards, we stand under. We call to a higher purpose. Tick-tock, time is ticking. Rise to the surface. It's time to unearth this. It's time to rebirth this. Straight up time to expose the crooked ways. The intentional design to uproot the divine. But in the end, the intention doesn't matter. The double-edged sword splatters the crooked chitter-chatter, deceitful hearts pitter-patter. The fourth tongue, preying on the minds of the dumb, would be like dung, as he splits for the bone and marrow. But his eye is on the sparrow, and he will spare you through his scapegoat, according to what he wrote. Not a single grain will drop from his holy crop. Let's not go against his grain. But the wicked weeds would not conceive. Perhaps stupidity, perhaps greed. Now the saints lay in wait for the floodgates. Nothing could extinguish that fire. The earth itself aspires when she gets wind of that day.
Thank you. Beautiful. Flow Essence is next. And there he is. An amazing, amazing night. Thank you.
So we give a round of applause to my amazing wife, Jen Sarah, just on stage. I'm gonna try and follow it as best as I can. Probably not. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
My name is Flow Essence. I'm trying to do maybe a couple pieces and I'm gonna get out of it. I don't have a name for this one, so I'm just gonna do it. Beautiful mind. Death becomes beautiful in time, like autumn trees change colors and fall like autumn leaves. You die to who you once were when you find out who you were meant to be. It's only natural we get into our own fallacies. The fickle mind leading us blind to our own realities. See, I try to raise my mind like my salad, while the world still hungry for knowledge, can't afford no groceries. They said be careful of the company you keep, because some help you sow the seed, others just benefit from the reap. Me, I'm addicted to a better living, more grateful for what's been given. My love is a transition to music. I hope you listen. Every word sung in this verse, strung from every heartbeat, cast out to the universe in hopes of a soul that can reach. And if my soulmate happens to pass over the galaxy, then maybe she'll hear these words and she will know that it was me. So while I'm trapped inside of time, she looks on from the hourglass, see me desperately trying to get to her before my time has passed. And as the sand trickles away, my life begins to turn gray. She still looks at me and say I'm as beautiful as yesterday. Because true love never fades. Even though everybody got to die someday. We all got to die someday. This next piece that I'm going to do is called Firefly Hearts. I actually asked this question while I was sitting at a lake with a group of friends one night, and I was trying to understand what does it mean to love someone.
Trying to sneak out. I'm not doing a good job. Bye, Art. Art.
So, and shout out to him too. He's one of the dopest poets.
Yeah.
He's one of the dopest poets like out in the area right now. He has events coming up. I don't know if he announced it, but he normally is in Wake Forest at this coffee shop. If you ever in the Wake Forest area, check him out. Look him up on social media. It's called The Ronin, I believe. If it's social media, if you left it up there, I'll read it out. But just an awesome poet, along with every other poet that's been up here so far. Just amazing, by the way. But this is called Five Hearts. And I asked this question because I was trying to understand what it means to be with somebody, to actually win somebody's heart. What does that look like? And I remember, getting the feeling that what if it's like a firefly heart? And what does that mean? How do you treat it? If you could capture a person's heart like fireflies, would you do it? For instance, if you could capture a person's heart the same way you would fireflies, place it in a jar where it is forever shining in front of you with the security of knowing that it will always be there, never having the opportunity to fly away, to leave you, would you do it? If you knew that you could keep it and hold it forever? I randomly asked this question while sitting at a lake with a group of friends one night. Some said no, others said yes. I paused for a second knowing that I just asked a question I'm not sure I have the answer to. You see, I've seen people capture fireflies, trap them in a jar or lock them inside, watching them buzz around day and night without wondering why such a creature would need to be set free. The mentality is that of a slave owner. I captured you, therefore you belong to me. They view fireflies the same way rich corporations view their employees. Work until you outlive your usefulness, then I will let you leave. I've seen people use and abuse fireflies, tear off their wings so they're unable to fly, treat them like their property, make sure they can't escape. I've seen people treat hearts the same way. When someone says he or she is mine, they're essentially saying you belong to me. And that may not be their intention, but that's what it usually turns out to be. I've seen hearts get captured in a jar, placed on top of someone's shelf, whose only purpose is meant to brighten up that person's day, giving light to their dark soul, shining until it can't shine anymore, until it no longer feels worthy enough to shine on its own. I've seen hearts get beaten, broken, and bruised, mistreated and misused. I've seen those who are looking for love come across love and are confused. Like, why is this firefly on my shoulder? Someone tell it to leave. I'm not ready for love, so please don't come near me. I've seen people refuse to chase fireflies because they think they can't offer it anything. And I've seen those same people refuse to sit at the table of love because they have nothing to bring, as if love requires a sacrifice in order to exist, as if they don't feel good enough to receive the same love that they give, when really, we are more than qualified. We already carry more than enough love inside, but we're blinded to it because we wear our insecurities as a disguise, refusing to acknowledge the light that's inside. I've met people who hate fireflies because they shine too bright, in fear that they'll eventually dim their own light. A friend recently told me that we all carry light within us, which made me think of how we are all fireflies, buzzing through light, longing for someone to turn on our light instead of letting it shine ourselves. Always told me that the right person captures our heart and knows what to do with it, to not just place us on top of their jar, on top of their dresser and stick us in a jar, only searching for us when it's convenient, only loving and clinging to our light when theirs are dim. This friend taught me to see everyone the same, treat everyone the same, and to love without measure, because we are all fireflies carrying our own light. So, if you happen to reach out your finger and that special firefly lands on it, remember to love that firefly as much as you can, because it's not obligated to stay. Remember that it has other places to go, other people to heal, and to shine a light to help others also find their way. So to answer the question, if you could capture hearts like fireflies, would you do it? The answer is yes and no, because it doesn't matter how you capture one's heart, but how you choose to love it once you get it. This last one I'm gonna do is something really quick. I love freestyling. To me, not thinking and just going off of the top It's one of the freest I've ever been. And I tell you, as somebody who struggles with anxiety, one of the things that I would recommend is free writing. Any poets that's in here who love to write, whenever you feel that your mind is clogged up with so much going on and you feel like you have nowhere to go, and you feel like everything is just running around in circles in your head, to me, time stops when I'm freestyling, when I'm in the moment. When I free write, it doesn't matter. It just becomes time stops. And I end up also finding the answers to a lot of my questions and problems that I end up having. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to ask for someone to give me an object, and I will freestyle off of that.
There's a globe around here that's really cool.
Umbrella.
A globe?
Awesome. Can everybody hear me okay already?
Yeah.
Awesome. I used to see how I would leave you standing out in the cold. The rain was unbearable, but you became too difficult to hold. All I wanted to do was keep you and shelter you from the weather. I told you I would release you from this pain if I could just be your umbrella. I told you that anything that you were going through, I would be there with you. I would stand with you. I would be there to guide you, but I am not your angel. I cannot define you. See, the message that you have been missing is in your own self-gratification, yet I am the one who was looking for something that was more, a situation that would be something I could bore, but there was nothing that could be born from this. And so I had to let go and sail off into the beautiful bliss. So you were supposed to be a knight, I was supposed to be your armor, but I was trying my best not to harm her. I was trying my best not to give her something that she already had. Instead, I was trying to give her something that she could grab and hold on to, like an umbrella. Something that would shield her from the rain, from the pain. Something that would shield her on the lonely, cold nights. On the times where she felt like she was broken, I would be there to shield her from the blazing sun, from the light. I would be there whenever she needed me. But I had to be there for myself first. I had to be my own umbrella. Because in trying to be there for everyone else, I couldn't shield myself. I had nobody to protect me from me.
Awesome. You know what?
I just want to do a courtesy call that our food truck, the Trey food truck, is going to be leaving in about 5 minutes. If anyone wanted to order some food before they going upstairs. The brisket hat was on point, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike. Yeah.
It was warmer in here than it should be.
Yeah, well, I opened the door. Is that all right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
we also turned the fans off because they were kind of going
It's 71 degrees in here right now. Is everyone good with the temperature? Or? I'm good. Yeah?
Good.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we put a rap tune to some of the sounds of the fans were doing. All right, so well, I am off. Here, power on. My techie. Actually, you're next. No. Yes. You're Poetray, right?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Okay. All right, guys. Awesome.
All right.
Is everybody good? Yay.
Hey. All right. I'm Trey. Poetray. Nice seeing y'all. It's good being here and seeing all the talent and great people out here.
Stand over here a little. There you go. So all the fans at home can see you.
I'm going to do a piece called My Life. This one of his favorites. I know my heart contains beats, and I can see that plainly. But what I see, can you believe, is what restrains me. If I could think of the past without getting angry, then reminiscing would be done so vain. I'm not the same me. I feel so empty. This can't be. These memories with a brain tease. It seems memories flow like streams, gathering information and end up in the same place. The brain like a database, with a limited space, processes it at a rapid rate, so we can vocally throw it at each other, and that's how we communicate. My problem is when my memories stay on repeat and they haunt me in my sleep, stop me from picking up new things. What does this mean? Am I obsessed with thoughts that are unclean, or these regrets? Because I try my best to try and digest, even swallow away like pests, but they give me no rest. I stay stressed, thinking of putting a bullet to my head. Visions of my pillow so red. Then I put my head back to my bed because I feel I'm already dead. Deep in my heart, I know I'm being misled, and all of this is just a test. The weakness of the flesh suits the situation best. because the skills I possess can't help me with this. And the curiosity that lays there. So every last breath goes towards the search of what I'm here for. Another beer poured, another tear scorched, another fear forged from the sheer force of growing a piss poor. Opportunities are like a miss more, and I feel I'm going to miss more. How much more do I have to endure? Give me a tour of my life like a sewer, and show me the parts where I'm pure and away from the bull, because this manure is waist deep. And I've been waiting on someone to save me from these rats and the rabies and the toxic leaks drive me crazy. They say being lazy is what delays me. Amazing, you got me figured out. When in my head I got so many doubts when it comes to the BS coming out your mouth. Well, we should do some more therapy with your 12 degrees so I can get another false assessment of me and start to believe that it's true. You understanding some things that you've never been through, donate more money to you and your rules, so you can invest it in new vehicles and cruising style. As your money piles and mine runs out, you lie to your clients with a smile. No, we can't afford your services. Tell us to come back again so you can tell us what our purpose is in a way that seems to make perfect sense. Then when it's not working, tell us we're going back against the wind and take it all back and act as if you're being observant again. You can't play God. Don't lie and say that you're not. You're a facade, just like the mind readers and the tarot cards. I mean, the people that do tarot cards with the intricate plot. All right, this was called Light of the World. At one with nature, closer to the alpha and omega, the beta, dual forces greater, pen and paper shapeless, creators, innovators. Space is formed with the lack of inspiration. Some say it's a prison, but we escape it. To leave the pages, but for us it's something different. Because when we write, we feel like we're actually living, or the feeling of fulfillment when you finally find that something missing. To each his own, in my opinion, maybe in opposition to what's in your field of vision. A blessing or a curse of the gifted, transcending you to a position where you're constantly ascending or descending, depending on where you want to go with it. Being lifted to a higher consciousness where you find a bliss, or missing your grip, slipping from the cliff and losing yourself in the abyss. I'm adrift, forever going with the flow. I'm water flexible, slowly breaking down obstacles. My soul knows how to let go, but what's at stake is the toll, and I'm broke. Only thing we got is hope, shouldering every burden to those that trusted us and touched us, trying to convince us not to cope, because trouble don't last always. And that's a phrase my grandma used to say. I used to aid me in my walk in faith in my darkest days. Pain and graves, I meditate, talk to my friends after gathering my thoughts, keeping it at bay. Trapped in a maze, finally finding grace after making my way from being led astray. That was that. I think I'm going to do 9 to 5 chronicles. Alright, so on my days off, I days off. Wondering if hard work pays off. Mind crowded, clouded, surrounded, shrouded. They shouted, how did he escape? Meditate. Putting myself in a better place and mind in a better state. On the nights I stay awake and contemplate how to make it through the workday. Nocturnal, midnight oil burns slow, and eternal inferno turn glow. Wormholes, another part of me. Ought to leave my arteries just to be put in my journal. The artistry is all that I'm concerned for. I make this lead live in my pen soul. Gotta be gentle with the pen strokes. Coincidentally, I've been broke. Bitten till I was broke. Check my horoscope in hopes that I wouldn't see something horrible, but it was a horror show. Barely managing to maintain control of my sanity. It was overwhelmingly damaging. Seeing my grasp of reality vanishing. Too much for me to handle at the time. But I find too much for me to handle at the time, but I find is if we can't. Oh, sorry, I wrote this wrong.
We all friends. We all friends. You got it.
Okay. Overwhelmingly damaging. Seeing my grasp of reality vanishing. Too much for me to handle at the time, but I find that once you make it through the fall, the next time you're in a bind, it can be easily resolved.
Awesome. I think we got 2 poets left. Can you believe that? We've gone through everybody. I got Granville next, and then Sam. You're going to close us out. So I'm going to do Granville, unless you want to do whichever. Yeah, he's ready. He's falling asleep in there. It's so comfortable, isn't it? Those chairs. This is an amazing little room, I have to say. If you're going to do poetry, this is the room to do it in. right? But,
Yes, yes. Good evening. My name is Granville Hedrington.
oops.
Granville John Hedrington.
I'm going to have you stand over there.
Yeah,
There you go, my little
I'm going to do
landing
a
pad.
couple of points for you.
Thank you for being
I like to
here.
start with
Thank you
this
so
poem
much.
when I'm at a new venue, because this poem is one of my poem when I was starting out writing poem. It is called The Truth. My son, he calls it the classic. You know, when I started writing poem, and when I wrote this poem, you know, at a starting point, and it was one of my many aha moments. You know, when you try to write, you attempt to write something, and then when you finish, you're like, that was what I intended. You know, this is this poem. It's called The Truth. I have traveled to the core of my soul, and I have seen the uttermost parts of my belly. Yes, I have faced my fears. I have pondered understanding and interrogated madness. Wisdom has felt my scrutiny. Wit made an ally of me. Secret places became my abode. In the silence, my mind played, frolicking with the intangible. And this became my chore in life. Just something to do in the scheme of things. Thank you. Thank you. This poem I'm going to do, I haven't done it in a long time. I performed it at my first show back in 2015. And after I finished performing this poem, this lady came up to me and she said, you know, had I heard that poem before, my husband and I would have still been together. I guess that's a strong compliment. The poem is called The Lion's Den. I need peace. A woman must bring me peace. For me, she must be easily endured. She must not be unnerved by my silence and have little flair for the dramatics. There is enough drama without my house. I do not want it within. I need peace. I must want to come home and not fear it. My abode must call out to me. It must beckon. My doors must yearn for my footsteps, and the windows bow at my presence. Okay, that may be too much to hope for, but I need peace. However brief, I need respite. My soul must have a place of rest. For after fighting the demons, as tomorrow I shall fight them again. Not good to fight a battle on two fronts. From the battlefield to the battlefield, I think not. I need a lioness in the lion's den. For when the Lion King comes home, sometimes he needs to be alone. He needs peace. It's a jungle out there. Thank you. Well, since we were talking about Shakespeare and the sonnets, I'm going to do
your sonnet.
the Shakespeare 137, which I like because it's a love is blind. and this poem is called, what's that? Blind Fool? I'm forgetting the name, but I hope you don't forget the poem, the sonnet. Thou blind fool, love, what dost thou to mine eyes that they behold and see not what they see? They know what beauty is, see where it lies, yet what the best is takes the worst to be. If eyes corrupt by over partial looks be anchored in the bay, we all men ride. Why of eyes falsehood hast thou forged hooks? Whereto the judgment of my heart is tied. Why should my heart think that a several plot, which my heart knows a wide world commonplace, and mine eyes saying this, say this is not, to put fair truth upon so foul a face, in things right through my heart and eyes have ear. And to this false plague it is now transferred. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Awesome. All these Shakespeareans in here. This is amazing. So we're going to introduce Sam. Sam, coming to our thing was like one of your first adventures in this open miking thing, right?
Yeah, it's still an adventure.
Yeah. So, yes, absolutely. There you go.
Thank you.
Open mic.
I am not worthy of a lot of talent here tonight. Amazing. Seriously.
You're good. No.
And a great room. I like bars. Maybe that's why I like it. This is a new one. It's not really finished, but kind of sort of. I read it to my son the other day, and he's like, "Who was that directed at?" And I was like, "Well, pretty much everybody." It's called The Time Condition. And there he stands, the man, in his human condition, when suddenly the door to his mind opens with a click. And the clock smiles from the wall. Will this time it stop? Will this time it stall? With a talk and a tick, the timekeeper says, "Do you mind if I take a look really quick inside where you hide all the days you thought you forgot, all the words you should have but never did say, all those moments tucked so neatly away? You've nothing to hide from time, no picture, no room, no laughter, no crime. It all belongs to me, you see, not one iota, no, not one, was given for free. You see, there's a journal for every morsel, every kernel. It's time you abide. Open the book, let's take a look, let me inside. Let's see the faces you lost, the ones you so easily lost as you made your way. The dreams you abandoned, the lies you demanded, that fed you day after day. Open up, open up. You know it's all there, it's only fair to the rest to lay it all bare. Time for the test, no time to rest. Did you do your best? Tick-tock, tick-tock. Time for a scare, we're quite nearly there. It's time, like it or not, you're going to share. Your lapses and leaps, their piles of missed chances, they're there at heaps. When you slipped to the side, ignoring your master, the maker, inside. When you went with the tide and the way the wind blew, even when you were told, yes, when even you knew. But you lied to yourself, and cried to yourself, behind your stoic face, behind the fake smile, acting kind, wearing that smile, betraying them all, and yourself all the while. As you ran, standing tall, mile after mile, and fall after fall, wider, please wide, don't try to hide, open the door, let me inside. Tick tock, it's time to decide. While still we have time, admit how you lied. Let's tell every little bit, quit living your life like you're having a fit. Let me share what I see. Show them all what I find buried so deeply inside of your mind. You have it much longer, you're not getting stronger. It's time to let go, time to heal, time to feel, time to show what you know, time, and past time again. Do it for foe, do it for friend. Do it now, before we reach the end. The clockmaker peers out from behind that last straw, the one you kept bending by bending the law. By bending the law, you succumbed to doubt. He should be free. He's been there too long, ticking his hammer, singing the clockmaker song. You tried not to hear, as you felt the end coming, as the fever drew near. Breathe out and release. Just let out the inside, all the things that you did, all your best that you did for fear, for ego, for it. Please, breathe out and release. Let out the inside, lest all that they say is just how he died. Look at him lay. Tick tock, the hammer taps. Too late, the clock stopped. I think we have another one. Speaking of Shakespeare, this was inspired a little bit. This is Hills, Castles, Brooks, and Bridges. It's way too long, but bear with me. So, and that will be enough of that, mister, I said, as I lifted him high over my head and tossed him straight away from the top of the bridge, off the rocks, and into the brook. You shan't be treating children that way again. Goodbye, fiend. Goodbye, friend. I hollered to his frustratingly bottomed spectacle. Meanwhile, the clockmaker was walking away, nearly around and far down the third bend in the sway that leads to Alicia Town. And that would have been that, except for the picnicking family on the bank below, who just had to know, what was the hullabaloo? What was this blow? And why is that man tied so tightly? Just so. And why all that frothing about, sir? It's downright unsightly, exceedingly rough, and disruptive, added the wife with a huff. Oh, never mind, I said, with a dismissive and thoroughly disgusted shawl and waggle of my arms, as I turned from the bridge. And why today of all days did I choose to wear these damned overalls? I looked like a hit. No wonder their fuss. If only I had on a proper jacket, there'd be nearly a qualm. I thought as I spit into one palm, rubbing furiously against the other, trying to be rid of the stain. It won't go away, I heard the lady voice say. Not now, nor any day. Soft as a breath in my ear, from the left, from the rear, over my shoulder. Your spot, she said louder. Spot, she said bolder. Jamming my hands into my dipped trousers, I turned to look, but she was gone, like a song on a summer breeze. Gone like a stone in a well, like a gong in the rain. But the memory burned into my brain, and I thought briefly of hell, and my hand twisting in fists in my pockets as I trudged up the hill. And o'er the ramparts we walked through the perilous fog that had come with the night, and with it again come the fright. He knowed what he'd done, I shouted to none, and none answered my calls, my words falling cold off old granite walls. What's that in your pocket? I asked with a start. The deep beating, repeatedly heard from my heart. The key to the room, I answered with a gloom. Why do you have it? In a fury? In a fit? This quiz is getting worn. Wishing somehow my pocket had torn and that thing had fallen lost on the path. I'm going to bathe, yes, away to the bath. It's better than dawdling or doing this math, this counting of those waiting behind the green door, the father, the mother, the children, make four. There are others, and there'll be more, said my brother from somewhere so far away. They knowed what they did. That's why they hid and ran when I came. They knowed I meant business. This wasn't no game. But the war, brother, the war. Always the blather of him chanting my name. Gone and come, it's always the same. War, war. I fetched the key from my fist and opened the door. The egg in the black arm. The black arm of the tree, shooting low and angry, crooked, cracked, and mean, trapping the egg in its grasp of arthritically gnarled, bent black fingers. The reach of the arm, outstretched like an offering, never released, taunting the world, taunting the ovum. Knowing when cracked, the knowing would crack, the soft promise inside. Your brain is bad. Yeah, he's bad brain, evil shit. Did you see that? He pooped his pants as they moved around outside, always trying to finger in these lauded creatures circling, praised for hugging the tree, welcoming its discourse, with bees on their pages and lazy seeds and playground praise. They named it with P's and D's, psycho, demented, delusional. They did those D's with silent P degrees, doctors of psychiatry and psychology, and the hard P crowd, the pastors, shepherding their parishioners with their songs. Songs for the poor, alms, alms, alms for the poor, giving good deeds for needle eyes. For disco parties for everyone, what's the difference? Cocaine and power, same experience. Then the crowd.
Amazing.
Thank you, Teddi.
Thank you. Thank you. Are you taking off?
In a little bit.
Okay, cool. All righty. All right, guys.